encounters can be a fun experience for everyone as long as the meetings remain safe. But what happens when people decide to mess with the wrong animals? From deadly bobcat attacks to dangerous cow charges, here are 30 times when entitled Karens messed with the wrong animals. CCTV footage shows a couple preparing to leave their house. After getting everything ready, the couple then proceeds to load the things that they are going to bring in their car. Little did they know that something extremely terrifying was about to happen. The video shows the woman getting attacked by the terrifying bobcat, leaving her no other choice but to defend herself in a highly horrifying scene. Immediately after seeing the culprit, the man braces himself and does this. The animal then proceeds to run away after getting thrown by the man. The clip begins with many tourists and locals gathering around this gorilla enclosure. The encounter starts with the onlookers getting excited as zookeepers feed the animals inside. Moments later, though, something extremely shocking happens.
Shoot, she doesn't know.
The onlookers can be seen screaming, terrified of what they might witness as this harrowing encounter continues. Thankfully, one of the zookeepers manages to leave the enclosure. The same couldn't be said for the other, though. Watch how this terrifying encounter unfolds. After the gorilla turns its back, the female zookeeper immediately takes the opportunity to run away. In this subsequent encounter, we see a woman just trying to start her day productively by exercising and walking her dog. At first, everything seems to be going smoothly until this horrifying scene suddenly occurs. Judging by the aggressive bobcat's body language, it seems to be rabid. Rabid animals may show aggression, excessive drooling, paralysis, or erratic behavior like fearlessness or confusion. They're extremely dangerous as rabies is fatal if transmitted to humans or animals. The woman tries to protect her dog, but the predator continues attacking despite her efforts. It finally leaves them alone after a while, leaving them distraught. Security camera footage shows a woman outside her house and looking at her surroundings. Trying to start the day right, the woman leaves their house to start a conversation with a neighbor. Unluckily for her, something alarming happens. Immediately after seeing the cow attack the woman in the red dress, another woman inside the house immediately comes to her rescue in an attempt to stop the deadly attack from the animal. What will happen next? Will the woman survive this terrifying attack? These questions linger as we watch this terrifying scene unfold. Thanks to the effort of both women, the aggressive animal eventually got scared, ran away, and ended the attack. A sheep attack is usually not life-threatening, but can cause injuries through headbutting or trampling, especially from rams during mating season or if threatened. Still doubtful of how dangerous these animals genuinely are. Watch what happens when this woman decides to mess with their domesticated sheep. Stay calm, avoid turning your back, and use objects to shield yourself when attacked by a sheep. Slowly back away to a safe distance. Unfortunately, following these instructions seems to work unfavorably for this victim, as this frightening clip transpires. Finally unable to take more of the vicious attacks from the animal, she runs away, climbing the hood of her car for safety. Christine Fisher is a well-known female YouTuber who produces content focusing on her outdoor adventures, including hunting, hiking, and fishing. In this video, she does the unthinkable by catching a fish in a river, only for her excitement to be cut short after this happens.
One hook that's like giving me some issues here.
Muskies in the Susquehanna River aren't typically dangerous to humans, but have sharp teeth and may bite if provoked or mishandled. Unfortunately, being bitten by one is another story, as we can see from how she reacts here. Fortunately, she only suffered a small cut from the attack, and not something worse. Camels are usually docile but can become dangerous if provoked, mistreated, or during mating season. They may bite, kick, or use their strong necks to knock someone over. In this particular encounter, though, we see another reason why you should stay away from these animals. After being unexpectedly bitten by the aggressive animal, the mother and her child immediately put some distance between them and the animal. Despite being unexpectedly attacked by the seemingly docile animal, the group still reacts like this. Instead of panicking, the mother calmly removed themselves from the dangerous situation, resulting in no one getting harmed. The clip begins with a lady and her dog being recorded by another person standing on the sidewalk. It shows them cautiously approaching a cow just trying to mind its own business. They get too close to the animal a few minutes later, and something horrifying happens. Desperate, the lady and her dog used their car as a barrier between themselves and the aggressive cow chasing them. Despite already having a good strategy, she decided to do something shocking instead. Fortunately, she managed to enter her home before the animal caught up with her. Imagine what would have happened if this had not been the case. Llamas are potentially dangerous as they can spit, kick, or charge if threatened, causing injuries like bruises, scratches, or emotional distress. These are just some of the things this woman should be wary of in this highly intense scene. The woman starts to notice that the once calm interaction between her and the llamas is becoming more intense as seconds pass. She should have listened to her senses though, as this happens moments later.
They shear them once a year in the springtime, and then they clean them and
When a llama spits at you, it releases a foul-smelling mixture of saliva and stomach contents, often causing discomfort and irritation to the skin or eyes. Some people may underestimate sheep due to their docile appearance, ignoring their potential to headbutt, charge, or injure when stressed or protecting lambs. Now look what happens when a girl decides to underestimate a sheep without considering retaliation like this. Getting charged by a sheep multiple times can cause serious injuries, including bruises, fractures, or head trauma. This intense and terrifying clip shows that repeated impacts, especially from rams, increase the risk of severe damage due to their strength. I can't even imagine the fear going through the young lady's mind while she was getting charged by the animal. This terrifying encounter begins with many tourists gathering at a beach in Phi Phi Island Monkey Beach in Thailand. But what started as a fun and calm encounter between the tourists and the beachgoers suddenly turns upside down in this intense clip. The monkeys at Phi Island's Monkey Beach can be dangerous if provoked or fed improperly. They may bite or scratch, potentially transmitting diseases like rabies. Their boldness around food can also lead to aggressive behavior toward visitors. This terrifying encounter serves as a perfect reminder to never mess with the locals of an island, especially when the locals are wild animals. A reporter can be seen trying her best to stay calm while reporting about a very agitated camel a few inches away from her. She tries to maintain her professionalism despite her fear until something frightening finally causes her to break.
See, not all of the animals here are traditional farm animals, but this is Curly Joe. And Meryl, earlier he gave me a kiss, and I don't know if he's in the kissing mood or the biting mood, but...
Impressively, even after being attacked by the agitated camel, she continues talking and reporting to the camera. Sadly, the camel isn't as calm as her, and it proceeds to do an action that horrifies everyone around the area.
He's in the biting mood, Meryl.
Thankfully, the camel eventually decides to stop biting her after what must have been a very terrifying 20 seconds for this reporter. Two friends decided to go to the beach on a sunny day. Moments later, they finally arrive at the beach, and out of nowhere, one of them gets a silly idea that unexpectedly leads to this disaster. Getting attacked by a large group of seagulls can be dangerous due to their sharp beaks and claws. They may swoop aggressively, aiming for food or as a defense. Still not convinced? Watch how the rest of this scary incident unfolds. She thinks quickly and immediately throws the bait away after realizing her mistake. A family can be seen relaxing in their house while enjoying the view. The clip shows a person recording a woman walking around the yard, minding her own business when they are suddenly treated to this horrifying scene. A rooster attack can be surprisingly dangerous. Their sharp spurs and beaks can cause painful cuts or punctures, especially if they repeatedly strike. While rarely life-threatening, injuries can become severe, especially if you're dealing with a rooster that's similar to this. She tries her best to defend herself, but the rooster remains persistent, with seemingly no plans to stop the terrifying and potentially dangerous situation. In this subsequent encounter, we can see a horse trainer hard at work, teaching her horses to lay down on command. At first, nothing warrants any concern, until out of nowhere, one of the horses decides to do this. A horse bite can exert a force of up to 500 pounds, breaking bones or causing deep bruises. Bites involving broken skin increase the risk of infection or severe injury. Knowing this makes what you are about to watch more terrifying. Despite being bitten twice by the same horse, the trainer still finds the courage to laugh and keep calm, showcasing her experience. This terrifying encounter starts with an animal rescuer showcasing a boxing kangaroo in front of thousands of people watching the program. At first, the show runs smoothly. Sadly, this doesn't last long, as after a few minutes into the program, something terrible happens. The once calm kangaroo suddenly starts giving everyone in the studio a hard time. It can be seen attacking its caregiver and the news anchor. The handler tries to stop the vicious attack, but only for this to happen. Even after the terrifying attack, everyone in front of the camera surprisingly managed to keep their calm, showcasing their professionalism despite the tragic attack. This lady decides to visit her old house during a vacation. Her mind rushing with memories, she walks around the property, finding a sheep nearby. She asks her sibling to record the shocking act she's about to perform. Unable to withstand the sheep's speed and roughness, she cannot hold on to the animal, dropping to the ground as she loses her grip. The animal decides to do this as if falling to the ground isn't bad enough. Shocked and terrified, the woman immediately tries to stand up. Sadly, the video cuts short, and what happens next is unknown. CCTV footage shows a couple walking towards their front door. Unfortunately, they suddenly stop after seeing a crow waiting for them on their roof. They try to ignore the animal, but it seems to get more aggressive by the second. The man tries to unlock the front door as fast as possible to avoid angering the aggressive crow even more. While trying to unlock the front door, the crow can be heard vocalizing louder and louder until finally it does this. After attacking the poor lady, the crow watches them as they enter the house menacingly. Still vocalizing until the end of the video, you should be cautious when approaching an alpaca because they may spit, kick, or charge if they feel threatened, stressed, or need to assert dominance. Remember this next time you see one, or this could happen to you. Getting spit at by an alpaca is usually unpleasant but can be dangerous if the spit irritates your eyes or skin due to bacteria. If spat on, wash the area immediately, avoid touching your face, and handle the alpaca calmly. Thankfully, she was only spit at. Others aren't too lucky during these terrifying alpaca attacks. A group of friends can be seen hanging out in an open field during a vacation. While exploring the area, a young lady vlogging their experience comes across a young cow in the field. The young lady approaches the animal, only for this to happen. Cows, especially when charging, can be incredibly dangerous. Weighing up to 1,500 pounds, their speed and force can cause severe injuries, such as broken bones or internal damage. A charging cow is unpredictable, making escape or evasion crucial for safety. It's good that the animal decided not to continue charging the young woman. Otherwise, this could have ended differently. People often underestimate roosters because of their small size and domestic nature. However, their sharp spurs, strong beaks, and territorial instincts can make them aggressive. Underestimating them can lead to unexpected injuries and put you in the same situation as this lady. To defend against chicken attacks, use a barrier like a stick or a shield to block pecks and spurs. Avoid sudden movements and back away calmly. Prevent attacks by handling chickens gently, avoiding their nesting areas, and not wearing bright colors that may provoke them. Fortunately, no one gets seriously injured during this extremely terrifying chicken attack. The video begins with a woman entering a sheep enclosure to play with a friendly sheep inside. At first, the encounter remains safe, with the woman and sheep playing with each other, until suddenly, the woman decides to do something stupid. Roughhousing or riding sheep is dangerous due to their fragile skeletal structure and unpredictability. Sheep can kick, buck, or panic. causing injuries to both themselves and humans. Such actions may also stress the animal, leading to things like this. Respect for these animals is essential, as one little mistake can have dangerous consequences. Feeding alpacas can be dangerous if they become overly aggressive or territorial around food. Hand feeding may encourage biting or pushy behavior. Additionally, improper diets from human food can harm their health, making careful handling and feeding practices essential. While feeding alpacas, watch for signs of aggression like spitting, headbutting, or pushiness. Avoid hand feeding to prevent biting, and ensure their food is appropriate. Ensure you don't run out of food too, or this may happen to you. The woman immediately distances herself after getting spit at, terrified of what the animal may do next. A group of friends decides to go to a farm and look at some cows from afar. What starts as fun for the group suddenly becomes terrifying after something unexpected happens to them. Due to their size, weight, and speed, getting chased by a herd of cows is highly dangerous. Trampling or collisions can cause severe injuries. Stay calm, avoid sudden movements, and move to safety quickly, like climbing a fence or tree.
Oh my God. Walk, man.
The group screams in terror as the animals stare at them. Finally, the herd gets bored and leaves the group alone. Trying to make the most of her trip, this lady asks her tour guide and her partner to take a picture with a camel. Both reluctantly agree, and they prepare for the photo. The woman starts posing near the animal, but the shoot doesn't go as smoothly as anticipated. Due to their size, strength, and temper, camels can be dangerous. They may bite, kick, or knock people over, causing serious injuries. Their aggression increases during mating season or if mistreated, requiring caution and respect when handling them. Fortunately, the camel had a muzzle on, saving this lady from potentially dangerous bites from the animal. Despite their small size, cats can be surprisingly dangerous. Their sharp claws and teeth can cause deep scratches or bites, potentially leading to infections like cat scratch fever or even rabies. Despite this, the lady in the video still decides to do this. You shouldn't mess with cats because they're territorial and can react aggressively if provoked. Their sharp claws and teeth can cause painful injuries, while their bites may transmit infections. Don't believe me? Watch what happens next when this lady keeps on disrespecting the cat. Cats may be small, but they can fight, no matter who they're going against. In this subsequent encounter, we can see a woman recording a sheep walking towards her slowly. The animal appears aggressive, but instead of trying to de-escalate the situation, the woman keeps recording it until this happens. Sheep can charge with surprising force, especially rams protecting their territory. Their strong heads and weight can cause painful bruises, fractures, or even concussions. Repeated charges significantly increase injury risk, making it essential to avoid provoking or cornering them. Sheep may look docile and harmless, but it's important to remember that they are still animals and can be dangerous when disrespected. Live streaming in public can raise privacy concerns, as you may unintentionally capture people without their consent. Depending on the location, it could lead to issues or conflicts with people or the local animals. Always be mindful of your surroundings, or this may happen to you. Birds steal food, which is common, especially in public places like parks or beaches. They are opportunistic feeders attracted to easily accessible food. While not typically dangerous, their boldness can lead to aggressive behavior or damage to property if food is persistently stolen. It's safe to say that the girl was left in shock after what happened and will consider eating indoors next time. Goat and human interactions can be dangerous if the goat feels threatened or stressed. Goats may headbutt, kick, or bite, potentially causing bruises, fractures, or other injuries. Don't believe me? Watch what happens when this woman gets too comfortable near a young goat. Even young goats can be dangerous, especially if startled or provoked. Their headbutting and kicking can cause painful injuries, particularly to children or those unprepared for their energy. Though generally less aggressive, their unpredictability can pose risks. Despite the initial scare, the animal decides to leave after getting shooed away by the woman. Cats' unpredictability makes them dangerous because their reactions can be sudden and intense, especially if startled or feeling threatened. They may scratch, bite, or become aggressive without warning. This cat owner is just trying to play a video game. A cat attack can be dangerous, especially if it involves bites or deep scratches. Cats' claws and teeth can cause painful wounds, leading to infections like cat scratch fever. Thankfully, this attack isn't as dangerous as expected.
What's he doing? Oh, he's hungry. Oh my god.
This video shows how important it is to pay attention to cats before they decide to grab your attention themselves.